Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the Universe of Magic podcast. I'm John. I'm one of your hosts, and I'm joined by Alyssa
Hello.
and Johnny.
How we doing?
I'm already doing too much with my hands already. It's annoying me.
Look
Anyway,
at my hands.
welcome.
Look at these hands.
Jazz hands.
Yeah.
Welcome to episode 7. Wow, we're 7 in. We were just talking about this pre-show. It's just flying by. So we're not going to really do a news segment because, there wasn't really a lot going on. But we do have some upcoming trips coming up. So, Alyssa, why don't you go ahead and touch on your trip?
Yeah, I leave 2 weeks from tomorrow. Super excited, except for the fact that I am going with my toddler by myself. So it'll be an adventure. But my family still lives in Orlando. So we're going to for a family event. And then I will be meeting a friend, checking out Port Orleans Riverside. We're going to... Yeah, I'm really excited. There's 3 resorts on property I've actually never stepped foot on, and this is one of them. So I'm really excited to get to go and stay. So, so we're doing just a resort day that Saturday, Animal Kingdom Sunday, and then we're doing, as of right now, we're doing Chef Mickey's Monday morning, the 4th of July. But I'm trying to get a Topolino's, so I'm working on it. And then
you aren't the only one.
Yeah. So, or an earlier Chef Mickey's because I got the best I could. So, and then just Disney Springs until my flight leaves late that night. So, which I intentionally did with the hope that my toddler would sleep on the plane. So we will see. So it's a very quick trip, but it's gonna be very packed. At the same time, like my Animal Kingdom day, no plans. I want him to go meet and hug Mickey, and that's my number one priority. And anything else after that's a bonus.
Don't take him on Dinosaur.
No. No worries.
That was a joke. It's funny. I had a family, like good friends of my family, booked a trip through me, and it's like my wife's best friend, and they have 2 daughters, and one of them's 8. And one of them is 11. And for the Animal Kingdom day, I was making suggestions for them. But it's hard when when they're friends, because you don't want to let them down. And B, when you don't necessarily know what the kids are into and you're trying to feel them out. So, Dinosaur, I think, is awesome. It's one of my favorite rides. Like, I think it's so underrated. But it could also, if you if you're having a good time at Disney and you're not expecting a thrill ride, when you go on that, it could ruin your day. So I was kind of walking on eggshells recommending that ride because it's like you're either going to love it or you're not going to like it. And they ended up loving it. So it worked out. But that's definitely, it can go one of 2 ways. But I do want to say at Portofino, I think you're really going to love Portofino, especially just with your toddler in a stroller. The way the Portofino is laid out.
Sorry, not Portofino, Port Orleans.
Port Orleans.
Oh man, I got Universal on the mind, but Port Orleans. That was actually the first hotel I stayed at with my kids. And did you get one of the princess rooms?
No, because I figured it'd be something to save for when my kids are older.
Right,
so.
with the fireworks, and you got to walk over to the French Quarter and the pool at the French Quarter with the big alligator. Like, that's all my son said, forget the park. I just want to see the alligator pool.
Yeah. No, that's the plan. Is I'm glad we're doing it. We're just spending that Saturday at the resort. We're gonna go to boat rides for dinner. We're gonna do like the pool. We're gonna hopefully go see what's his name. There's like a performer over on Riverside.
The piano player.
Yeah.
Yeehaw Bob.
There it is. There it is.
Yes.
Yeah. And then going in the morning before Animal Kingdom, hopefully French Quarter to get beignets. So that is.
Do you know they have gluten-free beignets there?
Yes, I do.
So if you have a food allergy, come to the right show. I have one too. So I'll always throw little tidbits like that in there.
Yep, and I'm doing the gluten-free churros. That's my priority. So my
Nomad Lounge.
My son is seeing Mickey. My priority is gluten-free churros. Yes. But anyways, side note though, going back to Universal, I haven't visited Portofino either. So
was that my Freudian slip, or was that?
That was your Freudian slip. Yeah. Man, she said Port Orleans. Yeah, man. I don't know.
At least I think I did.
But anyway.
You did. I think
you did. We can rewind it back. Anyway, So I have a trip, ironically, the same time as Alyssa. I arrive 2 weeks from Saturday, and then I leave that Friday. And actually, I'm doing 3 resorts with 2 9-year-olds.
Oof. Perfect.
I mean, so we're doing.
It's going to be a lot of work, but that's what's
it
better
is
than
a lot
going
of
with
work.
9-year-olds.
But you know what, man? Yeah, it's a lot of work, and it's a lot of packing and unpacking. But man, the experiences we're giving them: 2 nights at Beach Club, 2 nights at Poly, and then 2 nights at the new Grand Floridian DVC resorts.
Yeah. I want to go there so bad.
I am a DVC point ninja. I am I can find reservations for the best of them. But anyway, it's exciting. We have for July 4th, we have a DVC Lakeview.
How many
we don't
points
really
do you
need
have,
to go to the parks, huh?
How many points do you have? How many points do you have?
I have 270.
Yeah, you gotta have a lot of points for that. Okay.
Well, for the 2
figured
nights,
something along those lines.
For the 2 nights, it's 50 points. So it's a lot of points. But for me, it's worth it. And in fact, we were gonna do a longer stay at Poly, but we ended up getting, the Grand Flow because it was cheaper and it's right along, the lake. So hey, it works. So yeah, this is kind of interesting. So this is going to kind of transition into our topic tonight. We're going to just do.
Tomorrow I am 90 days from Disneyland. So
there you go.
I'm not. You guys are 2 weeks away, but I'm still counting down too.
And actually, not this episode. Well, not this episode, but the next episode, we will have a big announcement in regards to a guest that we will have on with pretty exclusive footage of something big that's coming down the pipe. And I don't want to give away too much. But anyway, transitioning to our topic tonight, this is going to be our ultimate guide to the summer at Disney parks. So let's face it, this is kind of going to be, it's Florida. I mean, I kind of got a preview of here in good old Western New York where it was 90 something degrees and swampy. So it's going to be nowhere near as hot, but it's kind of like training ground. So we're going to kind of break it into different categories. Our first category is favorite summer snacks. So Johnny, why don't you kick us off with that?
Well, you said summer at Disney, and it's not necessarily just Disney. It's summer at the parks in Orlando.
Yes.
All right, we're speaking Orlando because this brings me to my summer treat. That's frozen butterbeer. That is, give me a frozen butterbeer. Let me just hang out and watch that dragon blow some fire out of its mouth. That's my number one treat. If you haven't had it, I suggest you try it. And the topping is, if you are sharing it with anybody, make sure you at least get 1 or 2 good sips in before you pass it off to the next person. Because that white topping, that cream topping, you got to try that. You need to try that. Mm-hmm. And then my runner-up, I had this for the first time last year, staying at the Kidani Village. It's a lava smoothie. So I don't drink. It's a non-alcoholic beverage. It's raspberry puree blended with flavors of coconut and pineapple. And it was absolutely phenomenal. I would have one right now if I could, if I had the patience to make that. So those are my 2 summer treats. What's yours?
That sounds great. Real quick, have you had the butterbeer soft serve at Wizarding World? Because I think that the butterbeer soft serve tastes like just the foam on top of the butterbeer.
Yeah, it is good. That's I feel like the line for that though sometimes because the butterbeer, at least they have multiple different areas where you can get it, but it's the ice cream there. It's a commitment to wait on that line, but it is so worth it. I love ice cream.
It is worth it. Anyway, go ahead, John.
All right, so I got 3. All right, my first choice is obviously a Dole Whip, and a little kicker to that, the lemon lime. I think it's a Dole Whip at what's that that place in Fantasyland? I forgot the place that sells it.
Pineapple and I is it?
No. No, it's not Storybook Treats. It might be Storybook Treats.
Let me see. I'll look it up.
lemon lime soft serve. It's just amazing, and they put soda in it. It's just so refreshing. It's It's
Is
really
it the place
good.
by Winnie the Pooh?
Yes. So
Where
I think
they
that
also
is
sell tots, tater tots.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. So yeah. So my other choice, and it's not necessarily refreshing, but it's a treat for me no matter when I go, is the chocolate covered bacon at the Polynesian. That stuff is so good. Like you mentioned snack, and it's like I will go out of my way to go to the Polynesian. Like, and it's the perfect thing to do. You hop on the monorail, or you stop there before you hop on the monorail, you eat the chocolate covered bacon. By the time you get to the Magic Kingdom, boom, it's delicious.
So it is storybook treats.
Yes,
that is what it's called. And talking about chocolate covered bacon, if you go to Universal, if you go to Springfield, do not get the bacon chocolate bar. I tried it and it's absolutely horrendous. So get the bacon, chocolate covered bacon where John has recommended. Do not get it from Springfield. It is awful. Tastes like dog food.
I will make a point. I will make a dog food. I will make a point of taking a video and posting it to the Facebook page of me like indulging. In fact, I've been known to sit on, trainings for the agency at the Poly and eating chocolate covered bacon unapologetically. So that's kind of my MO. All right, Alyssa, what do you got?
So initially when we said summertime snacks, my first thought always is a Mickey bar, but then I think about a Mickey bar in 100 degrees. And then I was like, no, that's actually a really bad idea. So then my second thought was, whenever I do go to Magic Kingdom in the summer months or just any time of the year when it's really hot, there is a stand. If you're coming from Haunted Mansion and heading towards Liberty Square, there's a stand on the left-hand side. It always has fruit and Powerade. And that is like my go-to summer thing. Watermelon or grapes and a really cold Powerade. It's like the thing that just kind of cools you down. And there's a shaded area with benches and stuff right next to it. That's the perfect thing.
The best thing about that area, and that if you're traveling with one person and that one person's a roamer, and sometimes you guys get lost if you get split up, they have one of those, I don't know what they're called, where you stick your arms and your head through it.
Yep.
You know what I'm talking about? That wooden thing. The gallow.
The gallow,
you just throw that person in the gallow. You go get your fruit and your Powerade, and then you come back, they're going to be there. They can't go anywhere.
Smart.
Yeah. All right.
So let my husband know.
Don't let him know. Just shove him in there.
Oh boy. All right. So our next category is favorite pools on property, and I think there was a lot of consensus as far as the favorite pool is, and it's I gotta say I will fight anyone that says this pool is overrated, including my wife in the next room. In a figurative sense, not a literal sense. But for me, the beach club pool, bar none, best pool on property. I love it. I don't even like going down the slide. I can just sit in the lazy river all day, and I have some fun facts.
That slide,
the slide is amazing.
Awesome.
I'll just read off some fun facts. Did you know it takes over 800,000 gallons to fill up that 3-acre pool? Like it's just phenomenal how big it is. And the one section in the lazy river is 8 feet tall. So like if I jump in, I'm guaranteed not to hit bottom. And it's sandy bottom. So what's not to love? So that's honestly that's my favorite. And my other is the Polynesian pool. And I'll tell you why. At the end of a hot day, I can stand under the waterfall and be like a bear under a waterfall and just let that water hit my back and just be so content. It's like one of the best things. So those two for me are great. Johnny, what do you got?
So you already mentioned the beach club. I love the beach club, especially in the summer. Its proximity to the takeout window at Beaches and Cream. Because again, I love ice cream, so it's real close to there. And also, I love resorts with views of other resorts. So you could be in that pool. You could look across the lake there. You could see the lights at night of the boardwalk resort, and you could see people walking around and enjoying themselves. Because part of I enjoy watching people enjoy themselves. It's it's part of being present there. So with the slide, all that good stuff. But I also mentioned the Kidani Village pool, which I actually like better than the Jumbo House pool, because the play area at the Kidani Village, like for my kids, it's big. Like I feel like it's one of the biggest ones out of all the hotels I've stayed at. It's very big, and it's got a lot of stuff going on in there. I like the slide. I like the shape of the pool, and then I also like where the pool bar is. That's where I had that lava smoothie. So that's those are my two favorite pools of property. What about you, Alyssa?
So yes, general consensus on Beach Club. Beach Club is the pool that I used to crash before they checked if you were staying there. So me and my friends in high school, we would frequent that pool. And then they have right next to it, they have a sandy area where they will put on movies at night. So it's getting the whole ambiance of the boardwalk with everything. It's great. I didn't think of this until recently though. Even though it's hot out and stuff, my favorite hot tub is at Royal Pacific at Universal. So I have really good memories of me and friends when we stayed there after the long day at the parks and our feet were killing us. They have like 2 or 3 humongous hot tubs there. So even though we were hot and stuff, like our legs needed it to cool down. Really.
I'm a hot tub guy. Yeah. It could be 120 degrees out. I don't care.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I'll be see me in the hot tub.
Yeah. And Royal Pacific at least had them open much later than the pool. So I think it was open until like 11 o'clock at night, which was great too. So pro tip.
Yeah. Oh, we'll have a pro tip episode coming up shortly. I can feel it. All right. Our next category, favorite place for AC breaks. And I'm going to go off on a little tangent here. Alyssa, but go ahead. And you go ahead first, Alyssa.
Are you sure?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So I've literally in this upcoming trip, we're only doing Animal Kingdom, which is notoriously the hottest park anyway. And I'm going 4th of July weekend, which is going to be 100 degrees the whole time. So with probably a heat index of like 140. So I've literally been thinking of AC breaks and like, how am I going to get myself, my toddler, my friend, all of us out of the heat and the humidity. So Animal Kingdom specifically, my first thought was Festival of the Lion King, because it's perfect, like a 20-minute show or something. That's perfect. And then they did just reopen the Finding Nemo show as well, which was, I thought, too long of a show. I guess a good long AC break, but they've cut it down. So it was like 40 minutes, and now I believe it's 20 or 25. So 100% planning to do both of those. But then in addition, like my immediate thought of AC break is always Mickey's PhilharMagic. So I think when I need a break, that's the first place that I think of for sure. Also the Land Pavilion at Epcot. So I think that's a really good spot, because not only does it have multiple like attractions you can do in there, they have I don't remember what it's called, but the eatery there. So you can also get food and stuff.
Garden Grill.
Sunshine Seasons.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you. So you have both. You have a sit down and you have a quick service. So multiple options there.
And Living with the Land, underrated.
Agreed.
Underrated.
Yeah.
My wife's favorite attraction.
There we go. I like your wife already.
I love counting the number of Mickeys that you can find in it.
I love rides where people I hear people talk to me while I'm on the ride. Like what's going on, explaining to me things that are, I think we've had this discussion already. I told you with the Great Movie Ride. Like I love that. So I like that on Living with the Land.
Mm-hmm.
All right, John,
Johnny, what do you got? Yep.
Okay. You go, John. You got it.
All right. Okay. So obviously my favorite in Hollywood studios is the Frozen sing-along. There's just something about the actors and the actresses that like make that like so funny. Like I could watch it probably 3 times in a row, and like their little quips are like so funny. My other favorite place is Carousel Progress. And to me, it's sacred to not nap there. Don't be that guy or gal. Do not nap in something so like it's just I don't know. I see people napping. I'm like, wake up! You're watching like one of the greatest attractions that Walt Disney ever created. Yeah, I mean,
yeah. Sorry, I'm still
just the history behind it.
It's a rite of passage, John.
Yes.
When you're young, you enjoy the attraction, and as you get older, you're the younglings then enjoy the attraction while you rest through it. It's part
you
of
can
growing
rest, but don't snore.
up. Okay,
Like,
fair. We draw the line.
Like, draw the line at snoring. Like, let's just
I
not be
can
that
agree with that.
person. Like, I mean, like, and don't be that person that like my mother-in-law, who openly said out loud, "I did not like that attraction." Like, I was so mad. And like my wife, like, to be honest with you, when I was there in the 90s, that was one of my favorite rides. And like when my wife and I went our first trip in 2017 together, that was like the first thing I took her to in Magic Kingdom, because I knew it, and like it was great then, it was great now. It's gonna be timeless no matter what you do. All right.
Wait,
Johnny, go ahead.
You know what you do when your mother-in-law tells you she doesn't like that attraction?
Yeah.
You take her on Dinosaur. we just went full circle, and then she's either going to enjoy it or you're going to scare her,
Well, I will tell you, my in-laws were a little bit more adventurous in our trip in December, and I have one video of my father-in-law when he rode Slinky Dog Dash with me, and I asked him before, I'm like, hey, can I take the camera and like video you and your reaction to it? He's like, sure, go ahead. So I asked him, I'm like, so what'd you think? He's like, it was great, but give me that off this thing. Like, and I have him saying that on video. Like,
I have something to say about Slinky Dog. I don't think it's worth the wait. I can't wait till they have more attractions there and it's a normal wait time, especially in the summer. There is no shade when you're standing in line for that ride. And if you go there early in the morning, I like that ride, but I'll go ride Barnstormer 3 times in a row and I'll get the same thrill that I got from riding Slinky Dog. Barnstormer, underrated. It's enjoyable, short line. I'll do it over and over again. But my favorite places for AC breaks during the summer, Universal Studios Horror Makeup Show. This has come up probably, we're 7 episodes in and we probably discussed this show 7 times, and I probably brought it up or 2 or 3 times, whatever. But that it's a great midday, especially after getting like give me a nice coffee while I'm waiting and I'm looking at the movie posters in that lobby. Smells a little funky, but I think that's like the old plastic from the old, monster stuff, but the movie posters are cool. Get a little zipped up from the coffee, go sit down, enjoy the show, come out, enjoy the rest of the day, go kill some aliens in Men in Black Alien Encounter. And then Country Bears, Jamboree.
Yes.
I'm gonna sit down. They're gonna see. You can't sleep in there, man, because it is happening. You might be able to sleep in there, but I can't. But I like the AC in there, and also Spaceship Earth. Like I zone out in Spaceship Earth. I get completely engulfed. Again, another attraction where I'm going through the attraction and somebody's talking to me, right? She's in my ear. She's telling me about all the stuff that we've gone through, in this civilization. And those are 3 great attractions, rides, and good because you also get AC.
And you bring up a good point too. Like Men in Black has the indoor queue along with the indoor ride, so that's double AC. Yeah.
Another honorable mention for me is Toy Story Midway Mania. So I love that ride, and like honestly, it's one of my favorite rides because it's just so entertaining. There's so many like tips and tricks and stuff like that to it, and like
it blows Buzz Lightyear out of the water. In my opinion.
Oh yeah. No doubt about it. Like and the one fun thing is there's always more that you can do. Like for me, when I first started, my high score was like 50,000. I was content with it. And I got over 100,000. I'm like, all right, that's the standard. Standard is the standard. And then I got up to over 200,000. I'm like, no, I want more. Give me more. And like, so like you just continue to up the ante, and that's what makes it fun. All right. Moving on. Our favorite things to pack for summer. Alyssa, I have a feeling your list is long because you are a mom, so the floor is yours.
You're the responsible one here.
So the stroller
we have demonstrations. Yes.
I do. This thing was the best $20 I've ever spent because not only do I use it for the stroller, but I use it for myself. So this thing is great. So I got this fan, and y'all just wait here a second. I'm double loaded because then I got another fan, a handheld fan this thing is great too. This was like less than $10 on Amazon. So yeah, really good investments. You're right, because I am a mom. So in addition, our last Disney trip was a total guessing game onto how nap time was gonna go. So, however, I have a portable sound machine.
Yes.
Awesome.
Stop it. I never thought of that. That's so clever. It is. Because how clutch is it when you have strollers are clutch. Keep your kid in a stroller as long as you can at Disney World. If they're 7 and they're willing to sit in that stroller, keep them there, because that's crowd control. And I'm not talking about the crowd out there. I'm talking about the crowd that you have and your children. You can control them, and then also it helps them fall asleep. And that's so clever, that the noise machine, that's like an extra tool to get them to pass out. Great work.
Yeah.
Good job.
So those are all definitely on the list. I just bought brand new cooling towels because I know I'm going to need them. They have new ones now that have little cases you can put in them. And so you put ice at the bottom and it helps it keep cool. So I got those. What else is on my list here? I also intentionally, for the ladies, I bring like biker shorts. I think a lot of people want to be Instagrammable and look cute and stuff. And when it's 120 degrees out, you're not going to look cute for very long. So just do the comfortable. So, and then my last thing too is, again, I'm a native Floridian, even though I don't live there anymore. And you have to do the light colors. So if you're wearing black, you're attracting the sun and you're going to burn up even faster. So, so you will see eventually my planned outfit for Animal Kingdom is cheetah print and pink. So not I think I covered everything on my list, hopefully. Oh, sunscreen.
Yes.
Put the sunscreen on. Do it.
Yes.
You don't want to then go pay $20 for a tiny bottle of aloe at your resort. So
all right, so I'm going to do a demonstration. So I'm a big guy, and all right, so I am big on electrolyte powder, and I'll tell you why. The February of last year, we went to Disney World, and I think we were on day 5 of 6, and it was, my calves were like so knotted, I couldn't get it. So this stuff is called Element. They don't sponsor me, but it's simple.
Maybe one day.
Maybe one day. Actually, I have an affiliate code, but it's if like people request samples, then I get samples. So it's not really that big of a deal. But the stuff is great. Yeah, not really. Well, yeah, maybe, I don't know. But you throw that in water, it replaces the electrolytes. It's got no sugar. I mean, it's got 1,000 milligrams of sodium. So but it works for me.
I'm kind of disappointed. When you said you were going to give us a demonstration and you showed us the packet, I thought you were just going to rip the packet and pour it in your mouth. Just the straight packet.
I've done that before.
I thought that's what was coming.
No. I've done that before.
Everyone knows how to pour powder into a water bottle. I thought you were going to show us some next level stuff, John.
No. They have a mango habanero flavor, and I did that once. My friend dared me to. Yeah.
No thanks. Pass.
The other thing that is all right. Game on.
How about you pour the packet in your mouth and then pour the water in your mouth?
That's what I thought he was going to do. I thought he was going to give us some next level tidbits.
Not this late at night.
He's going to be running a marathon outside.
Yeah. My other thing, and I learned this lesson the hard way last year at Beach Club, ironically, pool shoes. Ouch. Like in the middle of July, that I don't even know how hard that, how hot that concrete got, but wow. Like my feet were like literally burning. So pool shoes are a good investment. Really hard to find for a guy with size 16 feet, but I found them and I'm ready to go with them. So Johnny, what are your must-haves?
Well, so we always order groceries to have it delivered to the hotel, especially when we're staying in DVC. So we always get bottles of water, tons of bottles of water. And I'm Papa Bear, so I have the backpack and I carry I know we have the refillable. You can get the refillable too, but we bring, just like smart water and stuff like that. So I get a workout in during the day, and then throughout the day it gets lighter and lighter. So I would suggest bring bottles of water in because you can. you're allowed to, and it's going to save you. Those bottles are like $5 to $7 a pop.
Yeah.
It's very expensive. So you're going to stay hydrated. You're also going to help your pocket so that later you can go spend all that money on ice cream. The next thing, you already said it, was sunblock. And then I changed clothes for the water rides. Like I'm a kind of weird, like I have a weird thing with like textures and stuff like that. I don't like cotton candy. I don't like wearing pool shoes, because then if I get sand in my shoes and it's rubbing against my feet, like I'm very bizarre with like, so I also don't like the feeling of being wet and sticky. So like I'll map out my day, especially at Universal, like Dudley Do Right, Popeyes, Jurassic, River Adventure. They're all kind of close to each other. So I'll map out my day to get the water rides out of the way and then change. You know what I mean? So if you are going to do water rides, I suggest bring a change of clothes, especially socks, because you don't want to be walking around with wet feet, because you will be miserable. You'll have blisters, and you'll just be in bad shape. So that was a lot about feelings.
I will say,
and actually, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, so Dudley Do Right is my husband's favorite ride, and
you get soaked.
Yes. And guess who he makes it in the front. So, but we the last 2 times we've been in Universal, one of the times we intentionally waited until the very end of the day to do Dudley Do Right and Popeye, so that we could just swing back to the resort right after. So you can plan it that way. But then the last time we went, I was like, I'm not going, because you're gonna make me sit in the front, and I'm not doing it. I'm gonna hang back with the baby. But they do have those little heater machines for like $5. Don't do it. It's not worth it. It doesn't dry you off at all.
I was listening to a podcast this morning, and they were talking about, somehow water rides came up. They were talking about like ways to save money. And this one lady on the show was talking about, I didn't know they had these things. They have like plastic things that go over your shoes, and they like, you can like squeeze it and seal it to your ankles so your feet and your socks don't get wet. And she said they were like $8 on Amazon for 2. And man, I might, because I don't mind the rest of my body's wet, but like once my socks and my feet get wet, I'm rethinking my whole, my whole day. I'm not having a good one when that happens. So
smart.
Honorable mention on things to pack: moisture wicking socks. Like if you're prone to blisters, moisture wicking socks.
Oh, like that reminds me, actually. On my flip side, I cannot wear sneakers with socks in the heat. Like I think all the heat goes down there, and I just feel awful. So really good walking sandals like Tevas or Skechers or something where it's open, but that isn't going to cause blisters. So
maybe some baby powder too.
Yeah.
Like
people say moleskin or something helps with it, or I don't know. But
not just with your feet, like anywhere. Yeah. Like when you're hot, baby powder, it helps, and it's nice to you can keep a small little container, and it's instant relief.
Not a bad idea.
Thank you.
Yep. Yeah. So there's a ton of other stuff that we'll probably list, but our final category, favorite outdoor attraction, and Johnny, why don't you go ahead and lead us off with that?
So I mentioned this area of the park at Universal already with Dudley Do Rights and Popeye and Bluto's Bilge Rat Barges. And my son's favorite ride is Popeye and Bluto's Bilge Rat Barges. It's it's like river rapids. It's a lot of fun. The line's usually, pretty short, because with river, rapid rides, like those things just keep coming. Like the I don't even know what they're called, barges, or the boat that you're in, the round circular. What is a river rapid boat called? Do we know?
No idea.
All right, comment for a chance to win something. Yeah. All right, so
stick of element.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. All right, we tied it all together. That ride, it's just, he loves it, and you get wet on it. And what's fun about that, like with Dudley Do Rights, you're getting wet. With that ride, you're not sure if you're getting wet. And I had a really good experience one time with my family. We were all kind of spread out in the boat, and I was going backwards. And I didn't know that there was like a huge, basically waterfall that was about to come over my head. And I just saw their eyes light up, and I saw them smiling, and I got blasted. And then at nighttime, Astro Orbiters. Like I don't ride that often. I don't ride it, in the fall or in the winter, but in the summer, a summer sunset riding Astro Orbiter, it's just a different experience than any other time you ride that thing. Like it is serene. It is calming. Like you're up above all the noise. It's the end of the day and you're just taking in the views of the whole Disney World complex. It's incredible. So take me there now, please.
Just
all right, Alyssa, you're up.
Okay, so I have a number one for Disney, number one for Universal. So and they're in some ways a little similar because Disney is Thunder Mountain by far, row 15 all day every day. However, not the queue because the queue is the hottest, like I think anywhere. So and the tightest too. So and then at Universal, Hagrid's motorbike because that I think Hagrid's motorbike is probably my favorite ride I've ever been on.
It's awesome.
Yeah. So and it's the longest roller coaster in is it Florida or the United States? I don't know. It beats records somehow, but and it's just so good.
Now, do you ride the bike or do you ride in the sidecar?
If I have a choice, the bike for sure. Way more thrilling.
And you got to lean forward. You know, 100%.
I wonder if I'd be able to fit on that. Like, that's the one thing that I'm curious about all these Universal things is whether a guy my size will be able to fit on them.
There's a one select row on Hagrid's motorbike that is made for bigger people. So because my husband isn't huge at all, but there was one row that for whatever reason he didn't fit in. They had him get out, had him get back in or whatever. He fits into the test one just fine, but they put him, I think, in that specific row for whatever reason. So
John, if you're gonna ride it, don't just go in there fresh. Don't watch any ride videos. Don't just go in there fresh with no expectations. It's gonna blow your mind.
Yeah. Because I think there's so many surprises to it, and it's just thrilling. Is it
better? Have you been on the Velocicoaster yet?
I have. So Velocicoaster, I think in some ways they're a little comparable because they both have a couple points where like you slow down, you go really fast. But Velocicoaster took my breath away because I don't even know. It
looks so fast.
It's intense. It is, but it's smooth. It is the smoothest, intense ride I've ever been on.
True. I will agree with that because one thing I was very terrified of for Velocicoaster was that it was only a lap bar, that it went upside down. However, when I got on the ride, I found out that the lap bar came up over your head.
Right.
So I felt a little more comfortable then. But I think just not knowing what to expect, I was screaming the entire time. So, and I closed my eyes on the one part over the water because I was like, nope, I can't look at
my
it.
8-year-old daughter rode it when she was 7. And she's brave. She got off. She said, never again. I will not do that again.
Yeah, I had an opportunity to do it again, and I was like, I don't know if I can. I would do it again, but not multiple times in a row.
Yeah.
So, but Hagrid's motorbike, you could send me on that literally all day.
It's incredible.
I would do that.
See, this will be the fun part. Like, I'm actually traveling with 2 nausea type kiddos. So when they ride Guardians, it'll be interesting to see.
Oh,
I already feel
give them some Dramamine before.
Well, and I remember driving to DC and we're on the parkway and they're like, we gotta go. I'm like, okay. So yeah, it'll be fun. So for me, my favorite outdoor attractions are the fireworks in the hub. There's nothing better. In fact, you have to fight people to get there, but it's worth it. The worst part is getting out of there. That's the other thing that is not really fun. The safari is great, especially the safari in the morning. If you get there, if they have early morning magic hours, I talked about this last episode. You get there early in the morning. You do a couple rides and then you line up right before 8:00 to get on the safari. And there's so much going on. The animals are so active.
That's our plan.
Yeah.
I say go in not with a plan. I go in with must-dos and then I have a general plan. If it doesn't work out, I'm okay with it, if that makes sense.
Expectations versus reality. And you want to come somewhere in between. And then finally, hopefully they bring this back, but Fantasmic, please bring it back sooner than later. Cause like that it's another timeless Disney thing. Like, you know, it's got so many elements to it. My mother-in-law didn't think that was boring. So, you know, it's like one of those things. So it's like, yeah, it's just, there's so much going on in the summer. There's so much to do. You're never going to be able to see everything in one trip, you know? So.
And if you're there at the end of summer, you also get to see the transition into the best season of the year, which is Halloween season. You know, like it's sometimes it can be too early for Halloween, but you know, it is nice when you still have the summer days and then you kind of get the Halloween nights. Like, give me a little bit of both.
So much to look forward to. Things are finally coming back online. In fact, Hollywood and Vine is like coming back to a buffet, which, you know, is really good. So like, there's so much to look forward to. I think, I don't know. We'll talk about what we're going to do next episode, but I think we need to do like a tier list for restaurants. I think that'll be a good thing to do next episode. So if you have, you know, like thoughts and like you have must-dos for dining, feel free to leave it in the comments down below. If you're new, like and subscribe. You know, we enjoy feedback. You can always send feedback to universeofmagicpodcast@gmail.com. Alyssa, Johnny, any final thoughts?
If you're going to Disney World this summer and it is your first time, I would just recommend not having too many must-dos and go with the flow. Because even if you miss some of these things, we missed a lot of things on our list. Like you are going to have an incredible time, you know, so just be present and enjoy it. Because you know, even again, you're not gonna be able to do everything, and you're still gonna have a blast. So just enjoy yourself.
Alyssa,
I'm with you. I think since we're talking so much about summer, I think summer is, besides Christmas, is the most traveled time for everybody with kids being out of school and everything. So, but again, being from Florida, I know that a lot of people go down and just aren't ready for the heat. So I think you just do everything you can to prepare, listen to your body, take a break if you need to. Don't be afraid to do things you said you were never going to do, like Cali River Rapids, which I'm still debating if I'm going to do it or not.
You got to do Cali River Rapids.
I know. I just
have you not done it before?
I've done it one time and I got soaked. So,
oh boy.
We'll see. But yeah, so I'm excited to share if all of my plans worked out and how it did work being back in Florida for the first time over the summer in 5 years. So because I think my body is gonna be like, oh my gosh, how do you handle this? So we'll see.
Hey, I'll give you some element.
Thanks.
Habanero.
No, thank you.
You know, we'll do a shot of the mango habanero. There we go.
With Beverly, a combo mixed in Beverly.
Oh,
yes,
disgusting.
There we go.
So, but don't be surprised if I leave Animal Kingdom at noon and go back to my resort and go to the pool. So legit might happen.
Listen to your body. That's you giving a suggestion and taking the suggestion. That's integrity right there.
Thanks.
That's genuine. All right. Well, for Johnny and Alyssa, I'm John. Thanks for tuning in this week, and we'll see you real soon.
Have a magical day.
Take care.